March 13th is for our school district the anniversary of the beginning of the COVID crisis. March 13th was our last day of school in 2020 and the day that we decided to cancel classes for students for what I believe would be a short break, maybe a couple of weeks. The story of the year that followed, the stories of the year that followed will shape this decade and this generation. We have lost so much. We all know people who have died. We all know people who've been sickened. We all know people who've lost jobs and homes and a sense of a secure future. We've lost so much time with our students, and we have lost countless opportunities for celebration and community building. Graduations, retirement parties, first days and birthdays, funerals, and goodbyes. We've lost so many of the things that bring us together. This past year has caused our children trauma and loss of an untold and unknown magnitude. And the story of this year is also one of discovery and growth and unknown strength. We've had more time with our families. We've discovered those things that matter most to us: our family, our friends, our service to others, and our care for ourselves. We've realized the strength of relationships and the strength of the ties that bind. We've reinvented education twice. We have given students and families new devices and new access to the world. We've seen new skills in our colleagues and ourselves. We've broken ground on a new building. We no longer take for granted the frontline workers that make this country work, from our grocery stores to our custodians. And we've been reminded of the care of nurses and doctors and healthcare professionals across the country. We've seen that a cooperative and urgent search for truth and scientific discovery can solve the world's biggest problems. Now it's time to come together to commemorate this past year. I've partnered with JGMA, the architectural firm that's been designing the new Neal building, to create a community art installation for the city of North Chicago. We will come together over the course of the next 8 weeks to create something beautiful. Our art will commemorate and memorialize all that we have lost, and will celebrate all that we have learned and gained. The title of this art installation will be Perseverance, or Perseverancia. We will transform the high school fence on Argonne, facing Nimza, into a large piece of community art by weaving thousands of ribbons through the fence. The ribbons will be 6 feet long, the physical distance that separates us still, and we will use colors that remind us of the maps showing the spread of COVID and now the spread of the vaccine. Our students and all of you will have the chance to write a short message on each ribbon before it is installed, and the students at NIMSA, along with our art teachers and the staff at JGMA, will take those thousands of ribbons and create this art installation. This anniversary does not mark the end of the crisis. We are not yet through, and that to me is all the more reason to come together now and create something beautiful, create art with our kids and by our kids. To begin our commemoration of all that has happened over the past year, Ron Port has assembled a photo and video montage we would like to share with you now. Thank you.
Greetings, cadets, and welcome back to another fine day of learning over at AJ Katchmeyer Academy. Principal Grenda here, coming to you from an undisclosed location.
525,600 minutes, 525,000 moments, oh dear. 525,600 minutes. How do you measure measure a year? In daylights, in sunsets, in midnights, in cups of coffee, in inches, in miles, and laughter and strife, in 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year in the life? How about love? How about love? How about love?
Most days, right now, I feel like everything in my life has changed. What I talk to my kids about, what I do with them during my free time, what my workday feels like, the school schedule, the news. In just a few short weeks, it feels like everything has changed. Certainly, graduation ceremonies have changed. Typically, what I look forward to the most at our graduation ceremonies is greeting every single graduate, shaking hands with every one of you. It's a sincere pleasure to watch each of our graduates walk across the stage, and I'll miss that this year. I sincerely wish that I could have watched each of you cross your stage.
Seasons of love, seasons of love. In diapers, report cards, in spoked wheels, in speeding tickets, in contracts, dollars, in funerals, in births, in 525,600 minutes. How do you figure a last year on earth? Figuring love, figuring love, figuring love, measuring love.
So masks are very important. Not only do they prevent you from spreading the disease to others, but they prevent you from catching that disease from other people as well.
Seasons of love, seasons of love.
525,600 minutes, 525,000 journeys to plan, 525,600 minutes. How do you measure the life of a woman or a man?
In truths that she learned, or in times that he cried, in bridges he burned, or the way that she